What's up, y'all? This is Oms for BFS TV at Bread for Survival. You're gonna spend a day with me today. We're gonna check out the pieces of artwork, answer a few of your questions, get it going, get it popping, alright?
Yeah, Oms lie, mind made to measure. Trapped between walls, not me, not never. Break down barriers, roadblocks, borders. Sorta like demos wanna construct corners. Build up communities where my fam got immunity and the music sound true to me. And if it was up to I'd try to get everyone to see eye to eye.
So I'm going to give you guys a little bit of insight on what's happening in the life of Omar Oms Hopkinson. Doing a lot of work on the art front, but it wasn't only in visual arts. Started way back doing clothing lines, dressing the likes of Cardinal Official, Socrates, Chaclair, Julie Black, and the whole Circle crew. And then coming into my own and making my own clothing line that was featured in different stores across Canada. From there, I moved into doing some music. Did an EP with my boy Relic, or Real McCoy as most of people know him as. We put out an EP, Out of Mind, that was both of us. And now focusing generally on art consistently. So not only outfitting stores, not only competing in art battles, which not to mention I won just last week, but also traveling back and forth from Montreal, Toronto, New York, New Jersey, and doing different shows and festivals around to promote the artwork. Now here at Bread for Survival, outfitting the store as part of their feature for this month, and I look forward to telling you more about it. If you want to find out more details about what's happening with me, you can follow me at Omar Oms Art on Instagram. You could go to my website at omarhopkinson.com or beneficialartmovement.com, and also find me on Facebook at beneficialartmovement.com. Stay tuned, there's more coming to you.
I got a paintbrush that you can't touch. Went on a date with the devil, but I
Canadian hip-hop transition. Well, it's transitioned a lot. It's grown so much. And actually, I sit back and I think, you know what, I never thought it would actually be at this point so early. I really thought Canada had to push a little bit harder. But knowing in my heart that there was a lot going on from the first time that I heard Around the World in 80 Days by Kish, from the first time I heard Let Your Backbone Slide or Drop the Needle by Maestro Fresh West, from before I even heard Jamaican Funk from Michi Me. I was listening to hip-hop, but only got a part of the United States. When I had Canada, I realized I feel like I had my own piece of hip-hop in my own home, my own country, my own city, wherever I was. Now, when I see the transition of hip-hop, I see those who have actually taken the starter blocks that have been laid down by the forefathers that I've mentioned in the past, including the different ones like Dream Warriors, and taking it further, such as the Cardinal Officials, the Chaclairs, and all of the other hip-hop artists such as Socrates and the FOS crew, who now has become the Circle. They've actually taken hip-hop further and helped people realize that Canada had its own, which has then in turn made the stateside people come close and realize that Canada has something special, treating us like we were the last frontier of hip-hop. And I really truly believe that we are the last frontier of hip-hop. Now we have the new generation out. Everybody across the world is very proud, and everybody at home is very proud of their homeboy Drake, who's doing very, very well. I'm very proud of him. And I really hope to see him open up the doors for the new generation that may actually explode and expand hip-hop a little bit further. It's good to see when they come back together from generation to generation and do one big show, as it was actually done on CBS a couple of years ago. And that actually has shown us that hip-hop has grown not only as a culture worldwide, but as a well-known culture in Canada and an accepted culture in Canada. So as for the transition, I really believe that it's actually gone the right direction. Although it went faster than I expected, I'm very proud of where it is right now, and I hope to see it grow a little bit further. So hip-hop in Canada, keep growing, keep supporting your local hip-hop artists. Make sure you Google them, YouTube them, check them out, because hip-hop is something that is going to be here forever. And if Canada makes sure that is, we will make sure that it lives.
Damn, ho, stun on them haters. Sorry, Mr. Drizzy, for so much y'all talk. Silly me, rapping about shit that I really bought. Why these rappers rap about guns they ain't shot, and a bunch of other
Jay-Z and Drake's beef, and this whole reference to art. I mean, to me, I really think what they're doing is performance art. it's ironic because, you know, every rapper and their mother is actually talking about art now, mentioning and dropping names here and there. And I don't really know or believe that they actually have a beef per se. I can't really see Drake and Jay-Z being in a official beef. But I do think it does something for the culture, and it adds that competition. You know, similar to that Control verse by Kendrick, these guys are actually doing it subtly, in code, with a lot of metaphor. But at the same time, making people think that there's something going on or make up their own story. It may be a beef, it may be something that we aren't aware of, but their actual beef is actually art to me. I really believe that what they're doing is they're making hip-hop into an art. They're creating that art form and bringing it to life, personifying it. I mean, Drake himself, actually a phenomenal lyricist. Jay-Z himself, a superb lyricist. And for those two to go at each other with no base or means, in the public eye that is, it's baffling. And that's what art is. Art has to create conversation, create dialogue, and also be baffling to some who don't understand it, to make them dig a little bit further to understand. So as for the beef, I say keep it going if it's going to contribute to the culture in a positive aspect. As for it being referenced to art or them referencing art, as long as you know what you're talking about, by all means you can reference art. But I wouldn't say that that's something that we have to dwell on too much. So my inspirations actually started from very, very young. My work has transitioned quite a bit from painting. I actually didn't start out as a painter. What my earliest memory of feeling like this is what I gotta do was, you know, my mom's friend actually being at the house and sitting down and drawing a perfect picture of Mickey Mouse. Like, I'm sitting there and I think I was about, 4 years old, and he drew a perfect picture of Mickey Mouse. And I sat there and I said, that's what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to draw Mickey Mouse all the time. And from then I started drawing Mickey Mouse. And then I realized that I gotta move from Mickey Mouse to bigger things, and I kept drawing. I kept doing different things. And as you can see, the artwork has actually transitioned quite a bit. I mean, the drawings that I was doing before were simple, plain, but yet effective for me. After going through and exploring life, growing through life, going to different art schools like Ontario College of Art and Design and Toronto School of Art, I realized my understanding about color theory, about perspective, about figure, about typography, started applying that. My other inspiration was actually working with a good close friend of mine, Andres Correa, who actually took me out and introduced me to the live art scene, where we used to go into garbage trucks and garbage cans and take out big doors just so that we could paint on them, because honestly we didn't have any money for canvas. But that taught me how to actually paint on different surfaces and get texture and understand the way light works in dim environments and how to interact with people in the live scene, at clubs, at galas, at events. So let's just say from 4 years old I was intrigued by Mickey Mouse, by a friend who drew Mickey Mouse, and from there I took it from a Mickey Mouse drawing and tried to make it into Disney World per se. And that's really where my inspirations came from. Influences are things that surround me. Music, hip-hop, as you can see, that goes through all of this. Color, feeling, taste, emotion, all of these things are influences to me, and I constantly thrive to gain new information, such as documentaries, history, people who have made it far in the world, the leaders of the world, the game changers of the world, and those things influence me, and my previous past has inspired me to continue on going with that. So overall, hopefully I could be an inspiration to somebody, maybe yourself, going forward. All you artists out there who are coming up, who are doing your thing for a while, or just looking for another way to show your artwork. I mean, the first thing that I would say, and I have to take this advice myself ever so often, is be you. Don't ever change, but understand how to conform a little bit, because you need to be able to make it in different places, different worlds. if you choose not to be you, don't be surprised if you're confused on why people aren't accepting you. Why? Because they're accepting something that you're projecting. That's the first thing. The second thing is know your history. Know your history. You can do all of the artwork in the world, be with your friends. Your friends can tell you everything is great, everything is all good. But when you meet that 75-year-old lady who is a gallery owner and asks you if you know a specific artist's name and you don't know that name, you better go home and do some research, because your credibility stands with how much research you decide to put in and how much knowledge you decide to actually show you have. And that being said, don't show off what you have. If you know you've done a lot, know you've done a lot. You don't have to tell people how much you've done, because that actually takes credibility away. People are going to say, well, why does this person have to tell me how much they've done? If they've done so well, then they can show me. Show and prove. Don't talk before you walk. Have product before you say what you're going to have. And be you. Most importantly, be you. It's the biggest message I can tell you right now. Good luck to you, y'all.
Keep your eyes on the boundaries. We set that, don't forget that.
Yes, y'all, this is Omar Oms Hopkinson, thanking you for being with us at BFS TV at Bread for Survival. I'm glad you guys were able to join us, and hopefully you could join us again for our next installment. For now, I have to say peace, and we're out.